Oh, it's fun, crazy. It's painful, but it's wonderful. What is the name?
It's Reusse Unchained.
Okay, we got Judd in the state-of-the-art AM 1500 studios. We got Reusse here, Reusse Unchained. Gentlemen.
How you doing, gentlemen? Let's Halloween is coming up too early here. I got a couple of things to write here before the little creatures start showing up out here in the neighborhood.
What's in the candy bucket for the Royces tonight? What are you passing out?
She got, she's gone so Amazon-y that she even ordered the Halloween candy through Amazon. So I don't know what's in there. I know there were dots in there. But 2 of those dots packages have now been put in my dots.
Save some for Declan. He loves dots. Big fan.
I love dots. Bad for. You got to brush your teeth though, like 12 times at night after you've eaten dots. But
floss that thing, man. You got to floss those things out.
Dots. Plus, you also got Chuckles, which is my number one thing. Not the red ones. Everyone else, I eat those, but. I've stolen a few of those packs for myself too, but that I would say pure fat on the Chuckles, right? They're just sugar coated and they're just fantastic.
That's the way it should be.
Hey Pat, where do things stand since the next holiday is Thanksgiving? Where is the turkey committee at in their deliberations?
Turkey committee is very. I mean, the candidates are tremendous right now, and
it's a great pool this year.
It really is. We were going to start with Shelton, and that's okay. But a week of Minnesota sports starting last Thursday, was it? The Vikings.
Yeah, the Chargers and the Vikings. Yeah.
This is pretty historic. These 8 days, and the hockey team did its best to contribute last night. Not only the Wild, who looked good the first period and then were awful, and in Wisconsin, our proud Gophers, pride on ice. They not only got beat, what, Judd, was it 4-1 or whatever it was?
5-2, I think.
They had 16 shots. They had 16 shots, and the guy from Wisconsin got the first hat trick against the Gophers since 1986. I heard on the broadcast.
Is Motzko a candidate? Is that what you're telling us?
Well, no, I don't think so. But he's
at the table.
He's sitting. He lost 5 NHLers, so that's
okay.
The last couple of years. But I think they got it's got a little Woog feel to it right now, doesn't it? Wooger had that, really good run, never quite won it, and then the last 3-4 years were not very good. So it's got a little Woog feel to it right now. But I don't know. Supposedly he's got a great recruiting class coming in next year, but then again, it's not signing date right yet. I don't know when it is. So, But anyway, what a week in Minnesota sports. But Derek Shelton, I got a theory, okay? That Falvey didn't really want to fire Rocco, right?
Yeah.
But Joe Pohlad made him fire Rocco. So then they let Derek choose whoever he wanted to be the manager. And he basically decided to hire Rocco back, but it's Derek Shelton.
Weren't they?
Right?
I mean, they were deciding between Shelton and Rocco 6 years ago.
Right. Yeah, and then Shelton stayed for 1 year with Rocco, and then did he get the Pittsburgh job out of here, or did he go someplace else?
He got the Pittsburgh job.
So he was in Pittsburgh 6 years, right? He was in Pittsburgh 6 years. There's nothing. I think he's a fine guy, and he was a good guy, but there's nothing on his resume in Pittsburgh to say, boy, we got to get this guy in here to manage our bad baseball team. But I don't know what's going on over there, but I think Joe. I can't believe this is a Joe Pohlad approved. Hire. I think he had to give Falvey permission to hire whoever he wanted to. So that's my guess anyway.
Yeah. It's one thing we talked about on the Twin Show this week is, so they determined, okay, things have gotten really bad the last 2 years. We're at the low point, fan interest, attendance, lowest attendance in 25 years. the on-field product has lost more games than almost any team except the Rockies the last couple of years, whatever. So things are bad. Someone needs to be held accountable so we can start fixing things around here. And they really only held one guy accountable in that light, and it was Rocco. So either Rocco was a massive problem and now they have fixed it, or more likely they just needed anyone to sacrifice so that people backed off for a couple minutes, right? I mean,
and they basically did the same thing in 18. That was Falvey and making the decision when they fired Molitor. But there was no chance you were going to hire a smarter baseball man than Paul Molitor in 2018, right? There isn't one. So but this one is who could have they hired that wouldn't cause 250 comments on a story all ripping the Pohlads? I don't think they could have hired anybody. Do you? What would have gotten them?
The only one that garnered positive PR for the most part, I say is Tory.
Yeah,
but then people also would have pointed to his comments about different minority groups over the years, and there's things to dig up on Tory. And plus, he would have been a first-time manager. You're taking a flyer on a guy. So
and Tory is he's more of an entrepreneur than a baseball guy. He didn't when they gave him this job when Dave St. Peter gave all these, Tory, Morneau. Well, Morneau ended up being on a broadcast, but the only one of those guys who worked was LaTroy. LaTroy jumped into it, and I'd like to see him get the job as a pitching coach, a bigger personality, and you can also get the X's and O guy to be his right hand man because you have two pitching coaches. Colby Suggs could be his guy, but I'd like to see LaTroy, who's got a big personality, is going to go out and scream at somebody when they aren't throwing the ball over or something, to be the pitching coach at least. But I didn't consider Tory a serious candidate. Did you? There's nothing, what beyond being a good Twin, I don't know what would have been in his resume.
It would have been. It would have been a leap. Yeah, it would have been a leap for sure. Mm-hmm.
Speaking of leaps, did you see who the new Washington coach is? Manager?
33-year-old
Butera.
Blake Butera, Sal's nephew, and Drew is his first cousin. But the 33-year-old guy, from Sal's. A guy who must have been a worse hitter than Sal because he never made it to the big leagues. The brother. But anyway, that was a hire. But I don't know. I think what do you guys think? I mean,
Shelton?
There was nothing out there that was going to change the narrative except Tory, and then we wouldn't have known at all if he could manage or not. So
yeah, Judd. It's uninspiring, obviously, but.
Firing Rocco alone, which I'm fine with the fact that he was let go, but only firing him and acting like he was the sole cause. Yeah, it's an uninspiring hire. My question is this, though. Does Derek Falvey, the business guy, the president of business operations, ever talk to Derek Falvey, who's basically the head of baseball ops? Do they ever talk about trying to get people to, do they realize how much trouble they're in, not just ticket sales, but corporate sponsorships, suites, Twins TV? That's my one question is they can do things their own way, but the apathy towards this team now is going to be so high that from a business standpoint, to me, it's an absolute lost cause right now.
All right, I agree with you. Now, the TV thing, baseball is taking that over, right? I mean, they're helping them out here. It's not just them,
right? Yes,
trying to sell it. So they're gonna get a cut. They're not gonna get, they're gonna, if they were depending on Twins TV this year for revenue, it's they're gonna sell 50,000. Not 50,000, 5,000 subscriptions if they're lucky. It's unbelievable. So it is. because social media is huge now and it's easy to bash, this is the worst PR. This is the worst they've ever been. Now, back in the day, Calvin was, getting killed, but it was harder for people to communicate that, So this is incredible the way they, and they repeat the same narrative over and over and over and over and over again, and and with different villains in the piece. But well, I got another question for you. Why did Falvey want that job? Why did he want to be president? Why would he want that job? He got enough to do as the general manager.
I don't think he did. I think that they said, "Hey, look, Dave's gone. We ain't gonna pay a president." I mean, if you look at what like a president of business operations for a professional sports team gets now, lots of times it's a pretty good sum. I think this is all. I think everything that they're doing, I think, is on the cheap because there's an expectation that they are going to miss 2027. And my guess is Derek Shelton has a 1 or 2 year contract. That when this all gets done, Pat, I think that the poll ads are going to sell and everyone can be wiped out without having to pay a ton going forward. Because I bet everyone's on a shorter term contract as possible.
That could be. I doubt if Shelton. They might have Shelton. They might have language in there that says you don't get paid if there's a strike, or you only get paid half, or something like that. But not a strike if there's a. Lockout. It's not going to be a strike. It's going to be a lockout. So, yeah, I agree with you. But it's man, they are just getting killed. And you know what? While we're killing them, everybody else in town stinks too. Let's not forget that. I mean. St. Paul, I've listened to some games here. That's as quiet as a wild crowd's been in years. And the Timberwolves, they turned them on the other night, and I thought Kurt Rambis was coaching again. It was the quietest arena. The third quarter, there was no noise at all. So, has anybody been to a Timberwolves game?
Not yet. Not yet. Pretty soon, though.
Man alive, what happened last year? Every game was sold out, right?
Was every game sold out? I mean, they were drawing some pretty big fans, but it's...
Yeah, they were. But anyway, it's as I said to start with here, this last 10 days have been pretty amazing.
It's going to be on. It's going to be J.J. McCarthy needs to put the entire city on his back starting this Sunday against the Lions, Pat. That's what needs to happen.
I'm a little pessimistic. Do we know if are both the tackles going to play?
I think as of now, projected yes, but they're not 100%. They're not 100%.
Well,
or they don't, or at least they don't feel like they're 100% in the case of Darrisaw.
So if they get their doors blown off, then it will really be in a depression here. But as far as Shelton, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why you have fired the other guy, so I can't figure that out. I mean, you can't if Joe Poland really decided that he had to be fired because they got swept by the White Sox in September, he's a bigger moron than I thought he was, which is pretty big. So it's to take a September series that means nothing and start making decisions. They have no appreciation for history. Johnny Gorel, maybe the worst manager in Twins history as far as being prepared, won 12 in a row in September. September means nothing when you stink. So, I don't know what to say.
Are the Blue Jays going to do it, Patrick? They've got a chance. I hope so.
Man, you know what that team has? Spunk. They got spunk. I mean, you lose an 18-inning game, and on first game out there, you should be crushed, right? They come back and play their arses off, and the kid that pitched the other night, that splitter is the damnedest thing I've ever seen. It's unbelievable. It goes 55 feet and then it goes straight down. It's incredible when it's sharp. And you know what it is? Here's what the Twins should learn from this. This kid started an A-ball, right? this year?
Yes.
Don't wait around. Don't have, oh boy, we're going to give this guy one more year in AAA. And yeah, Walker Jenkins should be in the lineup opening day if he's healthy, right? What are we doing here? Start. Everybody's kind of rushing these players. Merrill out in San Diego, they rushed him to the majors, and he had a great year 2 years ago. What, don't screw around waiting for him to get hurt or go backwards. Get them up here, see if they can do it or not. If they can't, you can send them back. But start the season. Hell, I'd start the season with the Culpepper at shortstop and Walker Jenkins in the outfield if Culpepper can play it all.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Just get the show on the road, and if you have to lose a bunch of games, at least you're starting the process quicker. All right.
And in the new baseball, when those guys, if they're great and they get to their third year, right? You give them a 9-year contract, right? You do what you did with Bobby Witt. So
yeah.
So I finally, by the way, I finally looked up. I finally saw the Emmanuel Clase pitch. Have you guys looked
Which
at
one?
that one?
Oh,
The
yeah.
one to Bobby Witt was.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that the one that he threw it like 48 feet just to make
Yeah.
sure it bounced in the ground?
Just need a little more spider tack. Yeah, just need a little more.
It's unbelievable. Then I saw some thing that on his first pitches, the higher percentage of his first pitches that are non-competitive than any other pitch. I think they think he did this. They were doing this all season or something.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, and by the way, like in order to rack up, because it can't just be we're going to put $500,000 on one, but you got to.
Yeah.
It's like Office Space. If you just you got to shave 10 cents off every transaction. That's
it's not stealing, it's borrowing.
Yeah.
So is that the only pitch you can bet on individually is the first pitch?
Yes.
It looked like that. It looked like it was the first pitch, right?
Yeah.
But I'm trying to figure out what the betting site is. I couldn't really, maybe there are more than one where you can bet on the first pitch to every hit.
You can do first pitch or first outcome. So will he give up a hit?
Okay.
Will he give up a walk? Will he give up a strikeout? You can do first batter outcome. Yes.
It's Judd here. It's Judd and Emmanuel Clase here.
Yeah. Talk to my friend Emmanuel. Hey, I'm always on.
I don't know why I knew. I don't know why I knew so much about that either.
I was going to say,
the information.
Declan's like, what you can do here.
I'm not totally sure.
And I got an account.
I was talking to TK about that today too, and some other things about the first thing when you walked in a clubhouse at spring training was the no gambling.
Yep.
You
Football same way.
You couldn't bet on it.
And now there's a no gambling sign presented by.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and I said this the other day. They're doing the whole NBA thing on ESPN. The crawl is ESPN Bet. The crawl is their betting service there. That which I didn't realize ESPN Bet started as Barstool Bet. Right? They bought it from Barstool.
So kind of. Yeah, so it's Penn.
Yeah,
it's Penn, right? So Penn,
primary company.
Penn bought Barstool 3 years ago, and then it just kind of went sideways, and so then Dave Portnoy, he sold it for $500 million or something to Penn, and then it didn't go well with Penn for a couple years, and then Dave bought it back from Penn for $1. Barstool, all of Barstool.
Really?
And then Penn partnered with ESPN to create ESPN Bet.
Okay.
I think that's what happened.
Yes.
And then there's, I'm trying to get a number on what the betting service advertising means to the NFL and all these outlets. It's billions. It's billions. They're all in bed with each other. It's incredible.
Yeah.
And the NCAA has just approved that players and
Coaches.
administrators can bet on pro sports. On pro sports? What?
And the SEC is trying to say, no, this is a bad idea. The SEC.
Wait, like
is trying to say
like
the Southeastern. The Southeastern Conference is like, no, this is a bad idea.
Yes.
These are the most greedy SOBs of all time. And they're like,
when
no,
they
this one's
draw
bad.
the line. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
What's his name? Greg Sankey.
Yes. Chip had a good story on the killer. He talked to the killer the other day, and I don't think we made enough of the fact that the guy who's made him a hero, Pavia, this is like year 7 for him because he's the guy that sued the NCAA and got his 2 junior college years. I think he can play another year.
He's like 36 right now, too.
Yeah, right. He is. He's kind of a fat little guy. He's not an NFL prospect, so he'll stay in college. What are we just going to get to the point where the guy says, I'm not good enough for the pros. I just want to keep playing college. If you don't let me keep playing college, I'm going to sue you. Is so that the NCAA is say, go ahead, that's fine? I don't get it. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's wild times in college football. I love
everything
Jerry Kill touches, by the way, turns to whether he's a head coach or he's a consultant. The killer is doing a pretty good job.
Well, the killer, New Mexico State, but he bailed on them because he knew that, that at their soul they're a horrible friend.
I got you 7 wins and I think a bowl win. Carry me out.
And then he took the quarterback. That's the best part. He took the one shining star.
Yes, and the thing about New Mexico State when you're recruiting, hey, come on down here. It's fun. This is where we practice making the atom bomb. We're like 50 miles away. We can go out to White Sands and see where they blew up the first atom bombs. It's a great attraction.
A great field trip. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
All right, who went real quick before we say goodbye here? JJ McCarthy versus the Lions. Who wins? 8.5 is the number.
Closer game than I think Detroit will cover, but not by. I don't think it'll be 38-7 or something like that. Although, if we let them get rolling, and it's a good idea, somebody should block Hutchinson, else they're going to be in trouble.
That's going to be it.
Because he's coming from the only side of the field that JJ looks at, which is to the right. So we got to get JJ to look to the left. You got to complete 2-3 passes to the left. So what you guys, speaking of JJ, do you deep in his soul, if this year goes bad, do you think he's going to be pouting or not? A lot of Jefferson's future here is
Jefferson
attitude based on what he sees from McCarthy, I would think, don't you?
He's been very patient over the years.
He has.
Very patient, but when you look around and now, I still think he's the best receiver in the NFL if given targets. But he's looking around, and now all of a sudden people think that Jamar Chase or Puka Nacua, there's all these other Amon-Ra St. Brown or better receivers. So what point does he get impatient? That's the question.
This year, seeing him, his numbers, he's made some of the greatest catches of his life to have any completions this year. He's been fantastic. Every time they throw it near him, he's beating a defender, but they don't throw it near him that often, So, unbelievable.
And still no playoff wins. 0-2, I think.
True. That's true.
So that's something else I think he's going to get impatient about. But, I mean, I have never seen, for his position, Patrick, a wide receiver, I have never seen a guy be as good of soldier, to be as good as that guy is. They're always a pain in the ass. And as far as I can tell, he has never been, so far, anything but, like, taking it seriously and done what's asked and not bitched and moaned.
Yes, but at some point he's got to have an agent whispering to him, this is ridiculous,
That's true.
So,
yeah.
Anyway, because he should have. Has he ever been in the national ad?
He's
Jefferson?
been in.
Lowe's.
Right now he's in like Lowe's.
Yeah.
And there's another.
Seen that one.
He's a big Pepsi guy.
Yeah.
One of my problems is every time the ads come on, I flip channels, so I see what's going on in it.
You're missing it.
Okay.
All right, Pat. Enjoy your football weekend and World Series. We'll see you next week.
Go Wild.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go home.
Okay.
State of hockey. All right, Reusse Unchained, Score North.